Hi, friends. This is Mrs. Hartzog. I know you're excited to hear my voice. I hope you're having a good night. I'm going to show you tonight what Mrs. Nettle and I expect for note taking. So, we've done some research on the internet and have practiced getting information from the internet, but there's a certain way we want you to do it for your research paper. So I'm going to show you exactly what we want you to do. I have pulled up Britannica Kids and I have searched my person, who is Lyndon B. Johnson, and I'm going to click on an article that I think is important, and I'm going to begin reading the article. Remember that our research paper is focusing on good habits that your person or your event displays, and also how they're the power of one. So we will be getting a lot of information on the internet, but you're not going to need all of that information. Looking at my screen right now, I can tell that it's probably not important for me to know his exact birthday. So there's no reason for me to write down that information when I know I'm not going to need it. I'm going to go ahead and start reading the first paragraph, and I'm going to notice that he became the 36th president of the United States, which is an okay fact, but what's really important is that it was after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. I think that fact is very important, so I'm going to write that fact down. Mrs. Nettle and I will give you a paper that looks like this. This is where you're going to take your information and your facts and keep up with them. You'll be writing this information, but I'm going to type in my information so that you can see what I'm typing, not typing. Anyway, you do not need to copy down word for word what is on the screen. You can just type what's going to jog your memory. So I'm going to put well, maybe I'm going to put that. Let's see, I might have to delete this just to be able to type. Not responding. Hold on a moment. Okay, I'm back. So this is the form that you're going to get to take your notes. Up here at the top, you need to type your, well, you're going to write it. I'm typing it. So that you will, if this paper gets lost, we'll know who it belongs to. And then you're going to put your fact down. So my first fact is, was vice president when JFK was assassinated. Okay, then that's all I have to put. It's not a complete sentence. It's not word for word. By doing this, I am not plagiarizing. I'm just taking facts down. And then I'm going to want to put my source. So I'm going to look back at my paper or my screen, and I'm on Britannica Kids. But that's not my source. My source is where this information actually came from, the article or the book or whatever information, or where this article came from to get, and I got this information from. Let me see. Cite this article. I can click that right there. And it's telling me this is my information. So I can take this and I can copy it. And I can go to my note page and I'm going to paste that information here. Remember that Mrs. Dickerson has shown you a way to cite your information, so you could go ahead and start keeping that Word document that she told you about and cite your information that way. And then I'm just going to go on and I'm going to look for another fact. So I'm only putting one fact per section that I think is important. I'm not going to just keep adding facts to each section. This will help me later on when I'm trying to split my information up. So I'm going to keep looking. He was in the House of Representatives. He fought in World War II. He was elected to the Senate. He became the leader of the Democratic senators. I know that someone who has the power of one and who is a leader would be a leader of senators and would be elected to the Senate. So I'm going to put that information down as well. So I'm going to say elected to the Senate, 1948. Elected to Senate, 1948, and was a leader of the Democratic senators. And then again, I'll cite my information. And this is going to help me just by doing one fact after another. It's going to help me when I start to sort them into whether the facts are going to go into my introduction, my conclusion, or my main idea paragraphs. Tomorrow in class, Mrs. Nettle and I will give you a page that's front and back and looks like this, where you can begin taking your notes. Once you fill up the paper we give you front and back, you will then need to create a paper that looks identical to this using notebook paper. So tonight, if you are wanting to do something to help save time in class, you could go ahead and create a paper that looks just like this. So it's going to say fact, and then you're going to give yourself about 3 or 4 lines, source, and give you a space. Then maybe skip a line, fact, a few more lines, source, and give you a space to write that. You will probably end up needing a total of about 4 or 5 pages for all the facts you're going to get. I hope you have a good night, and let us know if you have any questions tomorrow.